Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. I'm here to share the top 10 best Nintendo Switch games ever made. These games really show why the Switch is such an amazing console. I've played all of these games for hours, and I can tell you they're absolutely worth your time. Let's jump right into the countdown. Astral Chain is an action game from Platinum Games where you play as a police officer in a futuristic city under attack by alien creatures called chimeras. You control both your character and a captured creature called a legion that's connected to you by a chain. The combat system lets you attack enemies directly while your legion fights alongside you, creating combos when you work together. You can wrap the chain around enemies to trip them or solve puzzles by having your legion activate switches in hard-to-reach places. Between fights, you investigate crime scenes and talk to people to piece together what's happening. The story follows your character joining a special police force to save humanity from an invasion from another dimension. The game has 5 different legion types, each with unique abilities like a sword legion for close combat or a bow legion for ranged attacks. The graphics look great on Switch, and the gameplay feels smooth whether you're playing docked or in handheld mode. Animal Crossing New Horizons puts you on a deserted island where you build a community from scratch with the help of Tom Nook and some animal neighbors. There's no real story to follow. Instead, you create your own daily routine by catching fish, bugs, and collecting materials to craft furniture and decorate your island. The game runs in real time, so events change based on your actual clock and calendar, with different creatures appearing in different seasons. You can terraform your island by moving rivers, cliffs, and paths exactly where you want them. The core gameplay loop involves gathering resources, paying off loans to upgrade your house, and attracting new animal villagers to move in. Each villager has their own personality and will give you different reactions and dialogue. You can visit other players' islands online or locally, and there are seasonal events throughout the year. The game is incredibly relaxing with no pressure to rush through anything. It's perfect for unwinding after a long day. Fire Emblem Three Houses is a strategy RPG where you play as a teacher at a military academy with 3 different student houses to choose from. The story starts with you picking one of these houses to teach, and each choice leads to completely different storylines in the second half of the game. Combat happens on a grid where you move your characters like chess pieces and attack enemies based on weapon types and positioning. Between battles, you walk around the monastery talking to students, teaching classes to improve their skills, and building relationships that affect how well they fight together. The weapon triangle system means swords beat axes, axes beat lances, and lances beat swords, so positioning and weapon choice matter a lot. Characters can change classes as they level up, letting a mage become a knight or an archer become a flyer. The story deals with war, politics, and moral choices where there's no clear right answer. You'll spend about 60 hours on one playthrough, but the game encourages you to play all 3 routes to see the full story.
Is that all?
Kirby in the Forgotten Land is the first fully 3D Kirby platformer, taking place in a post-apocalyptic world where nature has taken over abandoned cities and malls. Kirby gets sucked into a portal to this strange world and must rescue the Waddle Dees who were captured by the Beast Pack. The game keeps Kirby's classic ability to inhale enemies and copy their powers, but now you can also use mouthful mode to swallow large objects like cars, vending machines, and even traffic cones to solve puzzles. puzzles. Each copy ability feels great to use and has been redesigned for 3D movement, like the fire ability letting you roll around as a fireball. The levels are full of hidden Waddle Dees to rescue and collectibles to find, giving you reasons to replay stages. Boss battles are creative and fun, often requiring you to use specific copy abilities or mouthful mode in clever ways. The game isn't too difficult, making it perfect for players of all ages, but there are optional challenge levels that test your skills. Co-op mode lets a second player join as Bandana Waddle Dee. Metroid Prime Remastered brings the GameCube classic to Switch with completely updated graphics and controls that feel perfect for the system. You play as bounty hunter Samus Aran, exploring the planet Talon 4, which has been corrupted by a substance called Phazon. The game combines first-person shooting with platforming and puzzle solving as you scan the environment to learn about the world's history and find clues about where to go next. You'll gain new abilities like the Morph Ball to roll through tight spaces and various beam weapons to fight different enemy types. The planet is designed like a giant interconnected maze where new abilities let you access previously blocked areas. Combat requires you to lock onto enemies and strafe around them while managing different visors and beam weapons. The story unfolds through scanning objects and reading logs left behind by the space pirates and Chozo. The remaster adds dual-stick controls that feel natural after years of modern shooters, while keeping the original's perfect level design and atmosphere. The game runs at 60 frames per second in both docked and handheld modes. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 concludes the story of the first two games with characters from both previous entries joining together. The story takes place in a world where two nations fight an endless war, and soldiers only live for 10 years before their time runs out. You play as 6 characters who discover the truth about their world and decide to break the cycle of endless conflict. Combat happens in real time with auto attacks while you choose when to use special arts and combos. Each character can switch between different classes, letting you customize your party setup however you want. The chain attack system lets your whole party team up for massive damage when you time everything right. You'll explore huge open areas filled with side quests that actually matter to the story and character development. The game has incredible music and voice acting that brings the emotional story to life. Boss fights are epic and require you to understand the combat system's depth. Even though it's the third game, newcomers can jump in thanks to good tutorials. But playing the first two games makes the story much more impactful. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door returns to the series' RPG roots with turn-based combat and a great story about Mario searching for Princess Peach and the Crystal Stars. Mario gets sucked into a book and ends up in the town of Rogueport, where he meets Vivian and other partners who join his adventure. Combat uses timed button presses to increase damage or reduce incoming attacks, making battles feel active even though they're turn-based. You can use badges to customize Mario's abilities, adding new moves or boosting his stats in different ways. Each chapter takes place in a different area with unique themes, from a wrestling arena to a spooky forest full of mysteries. The paper aesthetic looks amazing, with creative uses of Mario's flat form to solve puzzles, like turning sideways to slip through cracks or folding into a paper airplane. The writing is genuinely funny, with great character interactions and dialogue that never takes itself too seriously. Boss battles require strategy and timing rather than just button mashing. This Nintendo Switch version includes quality of life improvements while keeping everything that made the original special. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe includes the original Wii U game plus all its DLC, along with new characters and an improved battle mode with dedicated arenas. The racing combines traditional go-kart gameplay with anti-gravity sections where you can drive on walls and ceilings for totally different track layouts. You can choose from 42 different characters, each with slightly different stats for speed, acceleration, and handling. Items like shells, bananas, and mushrooms create chaos during races, but the game balances things so players in last place get better items to catch up. The Booster Course Pass DLC adds 48 additional tracks, bringing the total to 96 courses from across the entire series' history. Battle mode includes balloon battles, coin collecting, and other game types that work great for local multiplayer. Online racing supports up to 12 players, and the netcode works well for competitive racing. Local multiplayer supports up to 4 players on one Switch, making it perfect for parties. The game runs at 60 frames per second and looks great whether you're playing alone or with friends. Smart steering and auto acceleration options help new players enjoy the game without getting frustrated. Super Mario Odyssey follows Mario and his new hat friend Cappy as they chase Bowser across different kingdoms to stop him from marrying Princess Peach. Bowser has stolen various items for the wedding from each kingdom, and Mario must collect power moons to fuel his ship and follow them. The big gameplay change is Cappy, who lets Mario possess almost any enemy or object by throwing his hat at them. You can become a T-Rex to smash through walls, a Goomba to stack with others, or even a tank to blast through obstacles. Each kingdom feels completely different, from the realistic New Donk City with regular humans to the spooky Luncheon Kingdom filled with lava and forks. The game encourages exploration with over 800 power moons hidden everywhere, from obvious spots to really clever secret areas. Mario's movement feels incredible, with lots of advanced techniques for experienced players, but the game never requires them to progress. After beating the story, even more kingdoms open up with harder challenges for completionist players. The game looks amazing, with some of the best graphics on Switch, and the music perfectly matches each kingdom's theme. The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. These two Zelda games revolutionized open-world gaming and deserve the top spot together. Breath of the Wild starts with Link waking up after 100 years to find Hyrule destroyed by Calamity Ganon. Tears of the Kingdom continues the story as Link and Zelda discover an ancient evil beneath the castle, leading to Zelda's disappearance and a transformed Hyrule. Both games let you go anywhere you can see from the start. You can climb almost any surface and glide with your paraglider. The physics system is incredibly detailed. Fire spreads, metal conducts electricity, and objects behave realistically. Breath of the Wild introduced weapon durability and cooking systems, while Tears adds building mechanics with Ultra Hand that let you create vehicles and contraptions. The shrines scattered across Hyrule contain puzzle rooms that test your problem-solving skills. Weather affects gameplay. Rain makes climbing harder. Cold requires warm clothes, and lightning strikes metal equipment. These games give you tools and let you figure out your own solutions to problems. That's our list of the top 10 best Nintendo Switch games. These games show off everything that makes the Switch special, from portable gaming to innovative controls and amazing exclusives. What games would make your top 10? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more Nintendo content.